Being a man in today's society comes with its own set of challenges and expectations. Some things are expected of you, and there are things that you should never do. Women have their own set of rules and guidelines, but it can be a bit more confusing for men. While women are drawn to confident and assertive men, there are some things that you should never do if you want to hold on to your masculinity. Of course, you can always do whatever you want, but if you want to stay on the right side of things, here are 7 things a man should never do. 1. Don't be a yes man. There is nothing less attractive than a man who agrees with everything a woman says. If you want to be respected and seen as an equal, you need to be able to voice your own opinion. Women don't want a man who is going to agree with them all the time, they want someone who can challenge them and keep things interesting. This doesn't mean that you should constantly argue with her or try to pick fights, but you should feel confident enough in yourself to voice your own opinion when it matters. Women like confident men who know what they want and aren't afraid to speak their minds. If you always agree with everything she says, she'll start to see you as a pushover who doesn't have a backbone. A real man will always be comfortable enough in himself and his relationship to voice his opinion. 2. Don't be a mama's boy. This one is a major turn-off for most women. There's nothing wrong with being close to your mother, but there's a fine line between being close to her and being too dependent on her. Women want a man who is independent and not afraid to stand on his own 2 feet. They don't want a man who still relies on his mother for everything. A man who is dependent on his mother will likely have trouble being in a healthy relationship. He may have difficulty communicating with his partner, or may even see her as a threat to his relationship with his mother. It's important to have a good relationship with your mother, but you also need to be able to stand on your own. A real man is independent and doesn't rely on anyone else for validation or approval. 3. Never be financially dependent on her. This is one of the biggest mistakes that men make in relationships. They think that they need to rely on their woman for financial support. This is not only a turn-off for most women, but it's also an unhealthy way to live. A man needs to be self-sufficient and financially stable. A real man is able to take care of himself and his woman without relying on her for money. He knows how to make his own money and is responsible with his finances. Of course, you can work together with your lady for a dream or a goal, and that's perfectly fine. But you should never be in a position where she is the breadwinner and you are living off her money. If this is happening, it's time to take a step back and re-evaluate your life. Not only will you look like a leech, but you'll also come across as someone who is lazy and not willing to work for what he wants. A real man is a hard worker and takes pride in being able to provide for himself and his loved ones. 4. Don't be a control freak. One of the quickest ways to turn your woman off is to try and control everything she does. Women want a confident and secure man who lets them choose their own path. Trying to control everything she does is a sign of insecurity and lack of trust. If you're always trying to tell her what to do, she'll start to see you as overbearing and controlling. She'll feel like she can't breathe or make her own decisions, and eventually she'll start to resent you. It's important to remember that you're not in charge of her life, she is. This is one of the quickest ways to turn your relationship into a power struggle. If you're always trying to control her, she'll start to feel suffocated and trapped. Controlling behavior usually comes from a place of insecurity. Showing your woman that you trust her and respect her enough will do wonders for your relationship. Not only should a man never try to control his woman, but he should also never let anyone else control him. A real man is in control of his own life and destiny, supporting and being supported by the people he loves. 5. Don't try to buy her love. One of the biggest turn-offs for women is a man who tries to buy their love. This is a clear sign that he is insecure and doesn't believe he is worthy of her love. He may think that he can buy her affection with expensive gifts or lavish dates, but this is usually just a temporary fix. In the long run, most women will see right through this, and it will only make them lose respect for him. A man who is truly confident and secure in himself doesn't need to resort to these tactics. He knows that his woman loves him for who he is, not for what he can give her. Unfortunately, in today's materialistic world, there are a lot of men who think they can buy love. Sure, you may be able to buy her attention for a little while, but it's not going to last. A real man knows that the best way to win a woman's heart is by being genuine and authentic. 6. Don't be a wimp. No woman wants a man who is going to crumble at the first sign of trouble. She wants a strong man capable of handling whatever life throws his way. A man who is afraid of conflict or difficult situations is not going to be very attractive to most women. Women want to feel protected and safe, and a man who is afraid of everything will not make them feel that way. He may even come across as someone weak and powerless. A real man is not afraid to face difficult situations head-on. He knows how to handle himself in a crisis and will always be there for his woman when she needs him. 7. Don't be a drama king. Women are attracted to confident men who can handle their emotions. Nobody wants a man who is always crying or yelling or getting angry over every little thing. A man who is always drama will quickly become tiresome and annoying. No woman wants to deal with a man who is always blowing things out of proportion. He may think that he is being passionate or assertive, but most women will see him as someone who is just looking for attention. A real man knows how to keep his cool and doesn't allow his emotions to control him. This doesn't mean that you have to be a doormat. It's perfectly normal to have emotions and express them healthy way. But there is a big difference between being emotional and being dramatic. If you find that you are always the center of drama, it's time to take a step back and reassess your life. Just imagine how much more enjoyable and fulfilling your life will be when you are not constantly surrounded by drama. You'll be able to focus on the things that really matter, and you'll be able to attract the kind of woman who is worth your time and energy. A real man knows how to avoid drama and doesn't allow it to control his life. If you want to be a real man, it's important to avoid these mistakes. These are just a few of the things that women find unattractive in men. Not only do they find them unattractive, but they will also make you less likely to succeed in life.